You are here on purpose with a purpose by design. Oops. I had no idea.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Purpose by Design right now and the Pamela Show. I'm here. I'm Pamela, obviously, Dr. Pamela, and here with my amazing business partner, my assistant. She just is like a jack of everything and master of all of them. Miss Nichol is with me. Hello, Nichol.
Hello.
I'm so glad you're here. And today we're just going to spend a little time talking about what we do at Purpose with Pamela, because we do a lot. And sometimes I feel like people just don't even realize all the different areas that we cover together. And I'm like, I think we need to tell people what all is out there, because we are far more than these talking heads that everybody is seeing right now. And there's so much more than even the platforms, which we have podcast, we have radio, international radio, we have YouTube TV, and we have the Pamela Show, which has been on television and is now in transition to a new TV line that we will be attending to. So there's so much that we have going on beyond these platforms, and the platforms are a lot, but there's more. So when you and I chatted about this, I was like, yeah, Nichol, you're right. This is a great idea. See, we go back to the master of all there. A great idea to come on together, utilize the platform to share what it is that we do. So I am turning this over now, y'all, to my master or mistress of ceremonies, and she's going to be our moderator. Take it away, Lady Nichol.
All right. Well, I figured you have spent 4 seasons now on Purpose with Pamela, 3 seasons on right now, highlighting so many hundreds of people. And so it's about time that you shared what you do with everyone else. So I'm excited. We wrapped up last year, and usually you and I get on and chat about that, and we didn't get to do that, but last year was phenomenal. And through last year, we really grew what we do. We started out doing like you said, the few things, and now we have we've just grown. And so I wanted to highlight you and what you do. There's a lot of things that we do now together, and I wanted to make sure people know what other things that you can feed into them and help them with, and help them grow and learn in other ways with you, not just through the shows. So let's see, what should we talk about first? Well, we have to start with happiness, because when I think about you and when I talk about you, you can't be around you very long without being happy, especially when your children. We talk about, you tell this all the time, that you tell your kids to frolic, and you're not allowed to stay mad very long around Dr. Pamela, because she just doesn't let you. And as you know, I spent last year, what my word for last year was joy. Yes. And now it's peace, which I've now realized I had to find joy before I could find peace, because you just got to, in certain circumstances, just find some joy in order to let it go. Yes. So, I'm learning that real quick. So tell us about your new happiness course first, and then we'll talk more about the subscription that they can get so much more out of.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nichol. And so let's start with a frolic. So you see, you can't do that. And for those of you that are listening, not watching, I was bouncing around and shaking like a goofball. You can't do that and be crabby.
That's
You
right.
can't do that and be sad. Something is going to change. And even if you're at a place where all you can do is wiggle your finger, that's as most of a frolic as we're getting out, then we start right there with the shaking of the finger, whatever that looks like to you. Nicole, happiness is an inside job.
Yeah.
It's an inside job, but our culture has taught us to be stimulated from the outside in. And so if that's what happiness is, then life will happen to you, and there will be something from the outside that will happen that will absolutely destroy your happiness. If our happiness is based on what's happening on the outside of us in our world, whether it is something you're watching on TV or somebody close to you that really disappoints you or hurts you because people will let you down, a tragedy that you're dealing with, if that's where our happiness is found and is and outside things and situations, we're in a boatload of trouble. And so I started studying this, as you know, and looking around and investigating because I found that a lot of people just weren't happy. That if you put them on a happiness meter reader, that they would flunk. Yeah, there was no joy in there. Happiness and joy, I'm going to use those words simultaneously, an inside job. And the scripture tells us in Nehemiah that the joy of the Lord is our strength, and that also means our defense. So, you know, I think about our immune defense. And if we are taking vitamin C, we bump up our defense for our immune system, right? Well, Yale University caught wind of this a few years ago and started having a happiness class, which now is open that other people can take. The reason this class became so popular that it is reaching out to other venues now was it became the most popular class at Yale.
Wow.
Does that say something about people in college and their happiness? Come on. Yeah. So I thought if Yale can teach it to the universities, I'm going to go take their university class. And I took their online. I didn't travel out there because I'm going to teach it to as many people as I can because it fits our motto, add value. And it fits, be the salt and the light everywhere you go. So to me, fun should be fun.
Right.
Happiness should be fun. How do we learn how to grow happiness from the inside out? Well, that's what the happiness or the science of happiness. It's actually a science, but it's a fun one because I wouldn't teach it if it wasn't fun. And so it is a class that's dedicated. We meet monthly to growing your happiness and understanding what the science of happiness is so that no matter what you're dealing with, you can learn how to appropriate all that is involved in that science and that psychology to work on your benefit for you instead of happiness working against you, meaning that you can't find it. There's a lot of depressed people, suicide rates are up. All of this kind of stuff is happening. Life happens. Mm-hmm. How do we roll with it? And choosing joy, choosing happiness doesn't mean that you're always walking around with a smile on your face, but it means you can always find something to smile about. It's just a different paradigm. So in a nutshell, that's it. Feel free to add anything else in there, Nicole, that you feel should be added.
Well, so you've had your first class already. And we actually spent time in there just laughing and being silly. And I love that you took the initiative and went and took that Yale class and that you're sharing that now with other people. And I mean, we went into private rooms with just a few of us at a time and did silly laughs, which it was just silly. And you had to come out of there laughing. We watched a video and I was in tears laughing because apparently I needed to laugh that day. But like you said, though, I know the one thing that I've heard, and it has to be true, that, you know, when you laugh, it releases endorphins, which your body needs. But sometimes when you find yourself laughing so hard and like uncontrollably, it's what your body needed. And like, you can be laughing over the stupidest thing, but you laugh so hard and you're like, why is this so funny? But it's because your body is like, I need this laughter. And if you're going to chuckle just a little bit, I'm going to grab a hold of it and we're going to take this and run with it. And you can just I mean, it's happened to me where I am just like laughing over something and it just goes into something that's just like, what is wrong with me? But it's because you get so balled up and so stressed that if you give that little bit of a crack, it's just like, it's the same thing when you're crying. It's a release. So instead of having a cry release, which does so many opposite things to your body, you have a laughter release, and it does so many great things for your body and the energy, and you can't help but feel better after you've had a really good, I mean, to the point of tears, which is kind of funny, laughter. I mean, you can't help but leave the room and feel better. So the first class was so cool, and it was fun to just learn some more things about being I like living in that space myself. So I'm excited for class 2, which is coming up in February.
And it's going to be an evergreen, meaning if you can't attend the class right now, it will be set aside for you so that you can still take the class at a later date. Yes. And so it's an evergreen. It'll always be here. Come and be a part of the charter release of it. If you're able, we want you there. We want to laugh together and study the science of it together. But if not, it is available for you right now, that you could say, I would like to do this independently in my own time and not have to show up at a class time. We got you, as long as you're frolic.
Yeah. If you don't want to frolic and laugh in front of people, then okay. But it's more fun with people.
Yeah.
And it's easy. Even though you feel like you'd be embarrassed, it's more fun when other people are embarrassing themselves too.
It will definitely push you out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. But they can take it a step more. Oh, I just heard it in my head. There's so much more. But wait, there's more. And they can sign up for the actual monthly subscription, which you're offering them. What goes with that?
Oh man, I have wanted to have a monthly subscription. How long have we talked about this? A couple of years.
Yeah, we have, and we've even written it all down a few times, but we've just never pushed it out there.
Right. And this year, 2023, is the year it has been launched. Right. So subscription. I know I've had people say, you're doing it for what?
Right.
How much?
Yeah.
Nicole, what's the rolling out price for the subscription? Before I go into anything else, let's just tell them because this price is only available for a little amount of time. I'm not trying to, give you some sales pitch. I'm saying seriously, when she tells you what I'm charging, you are going to want to get in before that door closes and the price goes up, a lot. So what are we charging right now or self-investment fee for the subscription? What is it?
A whole 3/4. 75 cents. I don't think you can buy anything for 75 cents. I was thinking about that because they used to say the cost of a cup of coffee. No, you can't even get that anymore.
No. So 75 cents a day.
Yes, 75 cents a day, which is a little around $22, $23 a month.
So less than your Starbucks.
Yeah, a whole lot less than Starbucks.
Daily.
Yeah.
I make my own Starbucks here, and even at the fact of making my own and having all my things that I use for my coffees, cold or hot, it's still less than what it costs for me to make it at home. Okay, so caffeine, wonderful, love it, woo woo. Okay, but it is not the gift that keeps on giving.
Right,
the subscription is. Yeah. So here in a nutshell, we have the link. You can go look at it all, and Nicole has it all set up for you in the description. This subscription, did I say description? Did I say it right? Description. It's in the description. The subscription. Gosh. Okay. Consists of this. We're going to have monthly classes together where I will be teaching on certain subjects surrounding the science of happiness. Right. It could be on meditation. It could be on goal achieving. There will be so many different ones, and you're going to want to get involved in that. I also will be highlighting different people within the community to share during those classes as well. Okay. We will have a Facebook group, woohoo, where we can be encouraging each other and staying closely connected throughout the whole month. And then the actual Science of Happiness classes that we already spoke about are included in that membership. So there's no additional fee to be in those classes. Why would I charge an additional fee for those classes? Let me tell you, I spend hours putting all the resources together. This is not something that I wing together in 30 minutes. And I went to Yale to get my education on this. Okay. So, and what we charge for the class is what? $10? Is that
$10?
$10. So it's not going to break the bank if you don't want to spend 75 cents a day. Okay. Thing, but that is included in your subscription. There's blogs included in the subscription. There's pop-up classes included in the subscription. Pop-up classes on how to create your podcast. There are pop-ups on how to write a book, how to create your branding, image consulting, and even on brain spotting, which we'll talk more about in a little bit. And you have access not just to me, but to my team. And my team is growing. But one of the most, all of my team members are valuable, but one of the most valuable is sitting right here with me right now, Lady Nichol. And she said, yes, of course, I'll come alongside of this and make myself available to those that are going to be in the subscription. And there's so many things that Nichol does and her husband, who's also a valued member of the team, do together. We are going to rock it. We're going to give you a happy, safe place to come and be yourself and to grow from. We're going to grow together and, add value to each other and change the world. It's all about changing the world. So why not have a community of like-minded people that are desiring to be their best? And that comes through finding that inner joy, that inner peace, and then launching that out into the rest of your world. So I'm super excited about the subscription and working with a lot of amazing people. Yes. Hey, Nichol, back to you.
Back to me. Well, you mentioned brain spotting, so let's go there next. We have connected with Deidre, which she does that, and it's something we've both done. But you took it a step further because it was something that really interested you. You just have always been interested in the brain. Even when you did, when you would preach, you've done series, a couple of different series on the brain and how it works and how your mind works and how it just all of it. So you took it a step further and you became certified for brain spotting. And so now you offer that as well. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, I do. I'm fascinated with the human brain. I'm certainly not a neuroscientist, but, I think I could have been. Like, I would have really enjoyed that, except if there was math involved, maybe not. But, but I love the human brain and all of its coolness therein. So brain spotting to me was an absolute to experience it and then become a practitioner for it. It's a treatment for trauma. That's how it began. And the amazing part about it is that it's silent as you want it to be as the person that is receiving that trauma, that treatment for the trauma. Okay. It's utilizing your brain and your eyes. The eyes and the brain connect. You've heard the statement that when the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, it's true. And actually getting into areas of the brain where those painful memories, or if you need to make a decision and you don't know how to make that decision, how to get past midbrain and to get into these other areas. And I'm making this really brief because I don't want to get too techy, and get into those other areas where decision making and trauma release actually happens. People can go through years of therapy, Nichol, and not experience the breakthrough they so desire. And in a couple of brain spotting sessions, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. And I have seen this happen time and time again. And the only other thing that I will say is at this point about it is Deidre Calcote. Yay! Deidre, shout out to you, was the one that introduced me to it. She's taking it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And helping people. And I'm mentioning this for a purpose in the arenas of social work. And not just for social workers, but for those that are in the system. Okay. You see, this works. There's social workers, doctors, therapists, ministers, even end of life nurses that have been trained so that they can help their patients and their clients. This is the real deal. It's a game breaker, or to me, in helping people get healed so they can be happy. And brain spotting is something that is available through the subscription, and additional brain spotting sessions are at a discount. They take about 50 minutes to go through a session. Change your life forever. Changed mine. I experienced it. Don't have time to go through all of that right now, but I went through some pretty traumatic things physically, mentally, emotionally, and I could feel that they were pulling on me. Went through brain spotting, a couple of brain spotting sessions, and I had what I needed to navigate with victory. So that's brain spotting. We can do it on a Zoom or in person if you're in Minnesota, but a Zoom works out really, really well. And change your life. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thanks, Nicole. Back to you.
Yeah, and I've done it both ways. I've done a Zoom. I've done them with Deidre in person and on Zoom because she was at our event in December. And I've done it with you as well. So, and every time it's been about something completely different. And the best one I did wasn't even a real session. It was when actually the one we did was completely, it didn't end up even being about me, which was weird. It was, but it wasn't, it was weird. But the one that Deidre did, that small session as a group at the event, actually hit me so powerfully. And it just broke something that I didn't even know was there. Wow. So it was interesting. Yeah. And I think it was because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't focused on myself during the whole thing because I was working the event. So I wasn't really, I guess I wasn't thinking about it in thinking about all my issues at the time, or I don't know what it was. But yeah, it was like, oh, okay, I see.
Amazing.
Right. So yeah, it was awesome. So what next? Okay, so we have been doing, like I mentioned at the beginning, you have done podcasts. You've done 4 seasons on Purpose by Design, 3 seasons on Right Now. We've done the Pamela show. I think we did 3 seasons. We have a 4th season waiting in the back for when we launch on a new station. So we decided that we were going to team up and start helping other people get their podcast going. Start helping people get their shows going. We have a fantastic link with Miss Jerisha Moore and her radio station. So we are able to, once we get people set up and going with their podcast, we're able to say, hey, if you want to put this on the radio, we can help you get it there. So tell everybody a little bit about our podcast coaching and launching that we've teamed up to do.
Super exciting, Nicole. When I began the podcast Purpose by Design years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no clue. I took a class for $60 and it taught me nothing. It just scared me all the more that I was biting off more than I could chew.
Yeah.
But it did have great resources that I have come to love and be so grateful for. So I'm thankful for the notes that I received from that class. As we navigated through the terrain together, I just kept I logged notes. I logged and logged and logged things.
Yeah.
And then eventually it was time to start teaching others what they didn't have to learn. Right. And how to not be afraid and just jump in. And
Yeah.
so we teamed up and was like, okay, let's teach them
Yeah.
everything from what you need, what microphone you need, what backdrop you need. Where should you put all of your material? You know, we use a program called Anchor, which will actually launch your podcast out to all kinds of platforms for you, Apple, Spotify, that kind of thing.
Yep.
How do you edit? Do you want somebody to edit it for you? That's something that Nichol does. She can teach you to do that yourself or do it for you.
Right.
How do I brand it? How do I promote it? How do I find guests? I mean, on and on and on. And this really just happened because I had no clue what I was doing when I started, and I kept logging what I was learning and coming back to our motto, add value to others, be the salt and the light everywhere you go. It seemed only logical that we would share this wealth of knowledge. And so we do. And we do it for, you know, a fraction of the price of others and how they are, you know, what they're charging. And you can just pick it as a session that you just get on with us and do it one-on-one, or as a package where we meet regularly, or package up with Nichol and she'll do your editing for you. I don't want to do my editing. I don't want to do my graphic design. That stresses me out. Why do it if it's not my calling? It's Nichol's calling.
Exactly.
So we just package that program up together and it's out there. So if you are on the fence about a podcast for 2023, just click the link below and set up a complimentary session with Nichol and I so we can help you navigate through that and make the decision to jump. And then we'll help you jump. Okay, we'll jump with you. So that's podcast coaching and creation. We'll help you from soup to nuts, from beginning all the way to the end. Yay!
Yep, and it's been fun. We've done a few, and I've actually had a couple people start with me and then throw somebody else at me that has a podcast but has been recording them but hasn't done anything with them. And I'm like, well, why not? And they're like, well, I just haven't gotten around to it. And I'm like, what are you waiting for? You know, I have one that I'm getting ready to start, and she's got recordings sitting that God's given her. And she's like, I know they're supposed to be out. I'm like, okay, well, then we're going to just get it done. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we work with you, and when it comes to me, we get your artwork going, and the whole point of it is to make it yours.
Yes.
You know, everybody's different. On my end, all I care about is that it represents you.
Right.
But for Pamela, all she cared about was her P. We had that everything has her P on it, and we got purple going. So that's what's important. Your next thing, and something that we're really excited about, and we really grew a lot over this year. You can see behind me, you can see behind Pamela, all the books that are there, everything that's behind me, because I always buy one, and just because I like to look at them. I have them on my phone as well. That's where I actually read the books. It's on my phone because that's when I'm available, is when I'm on my phone and I'm out. But we have been publishing books. And my husband and I have started our own publishing company as well. Yay. And so we've teamed up with Pamela to do anthologies, to do book publishing. Pamela does all the coaching. I do the project management, which I'm doing with other people as well. But talk a little bit about what you do in the coaching line, just to let people know what support you can provide them.
Absolutely. Again, when we jumped into the community of writing, be it just to create an individual piece that we were going to publish that I wrote, or jumping into the world of anthology, which means a book collaboration, in the very beginning, had no idea what we were doing. I believe in reaching up and reaching out to others to teach and educate me.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I reached out to others that were further along the road of that industry than I was. I was just, I had my Pampers on, I had no idea what I was doing. And so began on that walk. Again, Nichol, logging, writing. What am I learning?
Yeah.
Oops, that didn't work. Oops, that did. Yay, that didn't work. Whatever. What was missing in that project? What should have been taught? What didn't we teach? And so as we grew, it became really obvious that this was something that we were good at and that people could trust us, thankfully, and that we could help them take their dream of being an author from a dream to a goal fulfilled. And so what do? Well, we help you create that plan, like, the steps A, B, C, and D. We talk about your return on investment, because a lot of times in especially anthologies, that's not always discussed real well. Like, how do I make my money back? Yeah. It's kind of a blurb about it, but we're going to teach you how to create a promo team and how to actually grow that book business for yourself. Okay. So that's important. Yes. Talking about image, how to look on screen, because we will connect you to multiple avenues of podcasts, radios, magazines, whatever, so that you can get exposure. So we talk about that as well. Also, how do I write my book or my chapter? My book, my chapter, whichever it is. How do I do that? Well, we're going to take you by the hand and show you. And we have some additional resources that we utilize for those that are in our community that make life a whole lot easier for you as you are writing. Yeah. So that's in a nutshell some of the things that we do. We have a creative team for your graphics and things. We have creative advertising. We are working with some different billboard companies like Times Square and others that we will be able to invest into you and say, hey, you're with us. Guess what? Yeah. We're going to get your book advertised on places like Times Square. Right. We spend a lot of time making sure we have a great team for editing. Nichol and I also do a first round of editing, and then we send it off to our editing team. Right. We are great at setting up launches for your book, virtual. We will help you set up an actual book signing. We will even come and do it for you if that's what you want. The possibilities are endless, and we will give you the best deal on your author copies, period. And as always, Nichol and I are not looking to, we are looking to make a profit. I'm going to be straight up about that, because why would we be doing it? But you see, as Mike Brown said, do what you love so that you would do it for free, but you don't have to, because people will pay you because you're so good at it. Yeah. And so we are good at these things, and we're good in the book realm of coaching, educating, training, being there in the pre, the during, and the post. We are there for you, and we will charge you less than most other groups out there will. Yes. And we'll be there for you the whole way. So yes, love the book creation and coaching. So much fun. Anthologies or individual authors, new authors, established authors, it doesn't matter. We're here for you.
Yep. And we're going to be putting out a few of your books here pretty soon, and my husband's as well. He's writing his first individual books.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It's exciting. He's finally doing it. He's had them in him forever. You've pushed him, and I appreciate that, because he listens to her a little more than he listens to me, which I'm kind of okay with. But so the other big thing that we're doing, and we're hopefully launching, I'm pushing the launch in March, is we're doing a magazine together. I'm so excited. And it's going to be called, because it's DMP, which is us, which is DMP Designs is what we started out as. Now we've kind of grown. And Purpose with Pamela, we're calling it Designed with Purpose, which I love. Yeah. I just kind of love the whole feel of that. It fits your brand of purpose, and I love throwing the design in there, because we are. we're, you know, God designed us for a specific purpose. And you help people in your mentoring and your coaching really help find that. If they don't know what it is, if they know what it is, you help them to figure out how to get to that and be living in that purpose. And I think that's so important. And there's so many people out there that are missing that. But we're going to be able to take that magazine and pair it up with the anthologies and the books that we're doing, but also highlight so many other things that we're doing and growing with purpose.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. We have actually an event coming up that Purpose with Pamela is, what do you call it? Sponsoring, or not really hosting, because we have a host, but we're putting it out. We're presenting it to the world with our beautiful host and our funologist, Coach Kathy White.
Yes.
In Utah. So why don't you talk a little bit about that and get people excited about that, because that's coming up the end of February.
Yeah, falling in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. And that's Kathy's theme for her event. And the information is all listed again. Right. So I believe in having huge goals, Nicole. I believe that if we just have goals that are, yeah, I think I can do that, then that's about all the further we get. But when we will stretch beyond the confines of our little brain and step out into the world of imagination, and I call it the God world. Ephesians 3 talks about the fact that God dreams way bigger for us than our biggest dreams.
Yes.
But just think about the power of that. Yeah. So when I went to the drawing board about what do I want to do in 2023, that's like just, it's all huge, but something that's just off the charts. Well, we were getting ready to host Fa La La, which was our women's event in Las Vegas. Fa La La Las Vegas, woo! Yes. With your Holly Dazzle on. And so we had so much fun. And it was such a wonderful, just a wonderful event. You and I have done events for a long time together. Yeah. So it's like, it's time to start helping other people do their events. Yeah. So I stepped out of the boat, walking on the water again, and said, I would like to do 4 of these events. I want to help 4 people do their liftoff event, their launch event, go into, you know, craft them, help them launch out into being an event holder. Yes. And we'll come alongside of them and teach them and support them and promote them. And Kathy White, yay, Kathy, Coach Kat, she jumped in immediately and said, I want to be the first one. And I'm telling you, this event in February is going to be epic. Yes. So if you're anywhere near Salt Lake City, or you're just feeling like, maybe I want to go, you need to be there and experience this event. Yes. But beyond that, yes, we will help you create your event. Yes. That is my big Ephesians 3 goal, or my C type, or my big God goal is 4 of these. We have 3 scheduled already. I'll do more than 4, by the way. I had 4 in my heart that I wanted to accomplish. And we already have 3 that are ready to, like, let's go. Right. So I'm super excited about that. It's going to be fun to help other people achieve their dreams and goals when it comes to having an in-person event, not just online event. Both are needed and necessary. Yes. But to navigate back through, how do I do this? How do I plan? How do I advertise? How do I raise money? How do I? We know how to do all of that, and we will help you do it and do it well. So yay. And I am excited. Kathy White has an amazing lineup. You want to click on that link and go check out what she has. Go to her Facebook, check her out. Come and be there. She has got an incredible lineup of speakers. And because she is a sister phonologist, we are both phonologists. And I'm not going to tell you any more about what that means. You're just going to have to go check it out yourself. Exactly. This event is not only going to be focused on love, but you are going to have F-U-N, fun. Yes. So check it out and go and look at our lives. We just did one about crazy hair like a week ago. We were pretty nuts together. So anyways, come and check it out. And if you want to do an event, just book a call with us and we'll see if it's a good fit. If we're a good fit, we would love to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kathy's, I love well, you know, it's in February. So the title of it is Fall in Love with Yourself, which is so needed right now. And her heart for this event is so authentic. That's what I love about Kathy. She's that's Kathy. She's authentic, and her heart for people right now. And like she says, there's a lot of people hurting right now. And that's what you said when you were talking about happiness, was a lot of people just need to get happy and they need to learn to love themselves. And so I love that that's her focus for this event and it's mainly for women. You know, she said, if you want to come and as a man and come, but we're going to get happy and we're going to be loving each other and loving themselves. So I don't know how comfortable men are doing that, but
we can come on out and
exactly
learn how to do that. That would be so fun. And you can bless somebody else with with a ticket to the event.
Yes.
And so, I mean, $50 to $60, something like that is what she's charging. So, wow, it's not going to break the bank. Come on out and join us.
Yes, and it's going to be so fun. We've got our tickets. We're ready to go.
Of course. We will be there, and we will be helping to run the event and to make Kathy and her team shine.
Yes, she's got some great speakers. So, yeah, really excited for that.
This has been amazing, Nichol, and there's more that we can share. You know, like you can just see the tip of it, but I have my Purpose by Design workbook, and that is also something you get when you join the subscription, but we're relaunching that. Yay. There's so much more that is going on, and so we need a part 2.
Yes.
We need a part 2. So I want you to come back for Purpose by Design part 2, right now, part 2.
Yes.
Pamela Show part 2, and learn about the other things. And for showing up today, in the link, there is in the description, there is a link for you that leads you to a freebie. Thank you. And it's my ebook for being here with us today. And come back and hear what else we do and how maybe we can walk alongside you and help you. Remember, you are here on purpose with a purpose by design, not by default. So go out there and be the salt and the light everywhere you go. We'll see you next time. Bye.